moving into episode 33. I think this episode was actually a better one. It's a filler episode. Mainly it is just purely filler. But I like the way that they did it. It wasn't just the same of like, oh, here's a clip show or something like that. It actually had merit. And I think Kaito is the best character in this entire episode because he has different ways of doing stuff. And I like the fact that we saw Zenkai Black. It's a fantastic suit. I really generally like it. But yeah, let's talk about this. This episode's absolutely fantastic. Sone is telling the other Care Bearers at the moment that they need to be the companions, and they don't like this. They're like, no, we're not going to be it. So rather than just do the whole thing of, hey, let's just move away from this, they actually fight, and it kind of reminded me of like a hierarchy. The leader, who is the stronger, will take over, and thus therefore the others will kind of fall in line. So it'd be kind of interesting to know if Sone was defeated, would they actually kind of swear allegiance to someone else, or is it going to be someone completely different? So when seeing this, that Sone just takes the other two out really quickly, and it's not something like it's up to debate. It's no, you will follow me, or I'll make you follow me, and he does. And seeing them just absolutely beat them quite quickly made me kind of think, could this be that Sone is going to be the main bad guy at the very end of the series, or is it going to be literally all of them become friends? Who knows? I feel a few things that I probably may have not mentioned in the previous part, but we'll talk about that very briefly. Why was I going to say very softly? So my main theory on this right now is the fact that if it comes to the big bad, the very end of the episode, I feel that what's going to happen is that Sone and Taro are going to fight for all eternity. They're going to be locked in combat for however long, and that is going to be the main thing until probably a special comes along. Or that they all do become friends and they all kind of get along, and there's been a thing in the council that we saw previously, but then more kind of like, oh well, we don't want to fight, so we're giving up our kind of heritage and stuff, and then we just want to all go work at the delivery place, or at least work in the cafe. But I feel like these are the two things that's going to happen. It's going to either be they become best friends, or they continue to fight for the end of time. I was very surprised to see how Tari was actually looking after Taru. It feels like he was more like, if you go, I have no one to kind of like show my strength. Who can I beat? So it's that whole thing of, I want to become stronger, but you are the strongest right now. So if you're gone, I have nothing to live for type thing. And it's a very kind of big message that they do, that they kind of like show off on this one. And we do get a bit of a fight. There's kind of like a structure. It's like, oh, you're here, and then space, and then fight. So we'll talk about the fight now. The fight between Tari and Matsume was actually quite a decent one. It was very kind of brief and short, but I did like the fact that Tari uses his ability of the white tiger to actually turn into it. So when Matsume actually has him pinned down, kind of like with, I think it's like octopus like legs or whatever, like the kind of chains, he actually uses his ability to turn into white tiger. And I love the camera angle. Like, it was absolutely perfect. And I love what they're doing with this. So they did a really good job with it. With this, then obviously Tari takes Toru over to the cafe, and that's when Kaito takes him in and stuff like that, and then they start operating. Kind of like going back a little bit, Sone has actually issued a thing of, hey, you guys, you want to meet me at this place, we need something to talk about, so you choose the time and day. And obviously the cafe is going to be a thing, which just kind of moves into kind of the most part of this entire thing, where mainly they all have a kind of discussion on what's going on. They play certain games. They're like saying, okay, well, if we play the silent game, then who wins, you will become my companion type thing. And everyone's kind of really like, we don't want to be your companions whatsoever, Sone. And even the others like, no, you need to be care bearers and stuff like that. I kind of want to say care bears, but either way, they have this fight or this game playing to actually kind of like say, yeah, you lose, you're part of us. If you win, we'll answer one question, and we find out where the Donbrother powers come from, how they were created, and that's it. We don't really get much more of an explanation on it. But I will say, I absolutely loved Kaito in this one, where he transforms into Zenkai Black. He tries to save Toru all the time by even taking their powers, by siphoning it off, because his game is like, hey, whoever can eat all this wins, if not, you lose. But because they're eating, they're actually producing more energy. And I love that Kaito is just able to siphon off that power, put it in, and then give it to Taru later on. was genius all the way through. I love Kaito in Donbrothers, and I generally thought we were going to get the original way type thing, but no, I absolutely love this this version of Kaito. But I also have a theory, which I'll probably make another video on much later on when I've kind of sat down. But I generally am really liking Kaito in this, and he's one of my favorite like Sentai warriors. This version, not as much as the Zenkaiju one, but I just generally like how Kaito is in this. Just before Taru comes back, you have like 3 of the others turning into monsters, which is Sun Vulcan. And I feel really bad for Kijo, because this is, I think, the second time that he's turned into a monster to fight all the others. But as we get this big, massive fight against them all, Taro's got a new power. He's able to transform into the Phoenix mode and actually fight everyone. And I kind of like this. It was a little bit slow in the transformation, so I'm guessing they needed some time. But I love the fighting. Literally, Taro's power was able to kind of shoot, go through, kill everybody quite quickly. And what's kind of interesting is the fact that he grabs one of the minions and uses him as a human shield as he takes out the others, and is like, oh, your usefulness is now gone. So seeing this, I generally was like, oh, that's kind of cool. What are you doing? In general, it wasn't a bad fight for all. But kind of wrapping this up now, I feel like we're now at a point in the series where I think things are going to start to kind of come together. Like, you don't see Inazuma much about this one. He's finding Natsume or Miho and stuff like that, and that's going to be the main kind of focus around. I like the fact that the 3, like Haruka as well as Blue and Kijo, actually have this inhibition that they want to become better, and it's their desires. You become manga. I don't know what Blue's was. It was just like maybe he wants to be the all-time haiku guy, and then Kinjo is just literally talking about Miho, which I'm hoping that they're going to address very soon, because it's getting a little bit kind of annoying. And I would have liked it if this was done a little bit earlier on in the series to actually show, hey, there is going to be stuff going on, like, it's going to have a rift and stuff like that. So there's a load of stuff coming up, which I generally kind of really like what we're seeing so far. But yeah, the episodes are solid. It's going to be sad seeing that this series is going to end, because I've not enjoyed a Sentai this much in a long time. That also makes me want to buy the merchandise. But yeah, that's it. That's all we're going to talk about. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. What are your thoughts on this? Are you enjoying Donbrothers? Are you not? What do you think about this episode? Let me know down below in the comments. And yeah, I'll leave it there. Thanks very much. I'll see you later.